Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 56, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Steelers and the Buccaneers coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC champion, taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This Super Bowl is underway. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the 25. Here come the Steelers now on offense, led out by a man who's been at the controls since 2004. Six-time Pro Bowler, Ben Roethlisberger.
And he's been sensational all season long, but he saved his best work for the playoffs, leading his guys to the AFC Championship a couple of weeks ago. And now he knows what lies ahead. He's going to need to play a near-perfect 4 quarters of football to get his guys to the finish line.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
That's an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Johnson with a completion over the middle. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Here's Roethlisberger. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Here's Roethlisberger. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Shaquille Barrett drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, the rookie Presley Harvin on to punt for the Steelers. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. Jadon Mickens deep for Tampa Bay. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. We get a peek at Tom Brady as he brings out this Tampa Bay offense. And Tom Brady in his 22nd season overall and his 2nd in Tampa Bay.
And he comes in off of a tremendous game in the NFC Championship round 2 weeks ago. This has been a team all season long that's really taken their identity from their quarterback, and he's been very vocal in days leading up to this game that he believes that this is their time. And
now a fumble. Brady loses the football, and it looks like Steeler football. It is.
He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Buccaneers have it.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Now Roethlisberger. Tiburon caught left side. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. They'll try and run with Harris, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 3rd and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl. Now Roethlisberger to throw. And this will be caught by his big tight end, Ebron, for a Steeler touchdown. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that, as his guys are on the board first here tonight.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Taken at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. He's going deep for Brown. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Antonio Brown, 77 yards.
And the Bucs are an extra point away from tying this Super Bowl at 7. We keep waiting year after year to see signs of Tom Brady's arm strength deteriorating, but his message there, keep waiting.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air.
Ryan Suckup on for the point after. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Ray McLeod to return. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Outrun the Pittsburgh Steelers 1-1 this season. And coming off his 4th loss in the last 5 meetings with the Las Vegas Raiders. Charles, you saw that one. What was off about them in Week 2 after beginning the season with an upset win over Buffalo?
Well, I think that injuries kicked in. Joe Hayden and Devin Bush were ruled out before the game, so you lost your starting corner. You lost one of your starting inside linebackers.
There he goes, right side. He's at the 30, the 20, and in for the Steelers touchdown. Chase Claypool, 81 yards, and the Steelers have taken the lead.
Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
And I caught a quick glimpse of him before the ball was snapped, and there was something about his body language where you could tell early in this play he wasn't just thinking first down. He was thinking end zone, and he got there.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
Boswell for the extra point. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
Jadon Mickens now from his end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Tampa Bay now heading out at 2-0 to start the season for the Bucs after defeating Atlanta 48-25 Week 2, Charles. Tom Brady continuing his dominance over the Falcons. He's done this his whole career. 24-36, 276 yards, a big number, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions.
And how about he and Gronk getting it together? Rob Gronkowski caught the first 2 touchdown passes from Tom Brady.
He's got him in, complete, past the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Mike Evans, as the first half is winding down. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Succop for the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. And that is one, no doubt, that may come back to haunt them because the PAT tied it. They didn't need to go for 2.
I keep searching for an explanation. I know it's quick right here. I think I can search for the next year and not come up with anything that absolutely works. Kick the point, man. Kick the point. I don't get it.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Still on his feet. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We just watched a very good first half out of the veteran, Big Ben. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Steelers. And this has been a strange game to figure out. Negligible numbers in rushing. In fact, they're not even in double digits yet, but they've got a halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. These two teams have had plenty of extra time to make their final adjustments, but time's just about up. The final half of the NFL season is upon us. So let's get it back out to our Super Bowl broadcast team. Here's Brandon and Charles.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't, but of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I've got to make sure that I don't take Tom Brady's greatness for granted, that we make it routine. How about that throw right there?
Yeah.
Another great completion.
And you know one area where he honed his throwing, he was a catcher in high school. He was actually drafted by the Expos in 1995 in the 18th round.
Well, that would have been something to see him behind the dish.
Think he gunned down a few guys?
Gunned down a few guys trying to steal second. That would have been fun to watch.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 16 more on that one and another first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. This is caught by Evans. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he's into the end zone for the Tampa Bay touchdown. Ronald Jones, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. They'll try and run with Bernard. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Now he's flushed out right, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. What a moment for him, a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick 6s over the history of this huge game. I remember, because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, unfortunately, I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick 6, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison to the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended? That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings for the Raiders. The grand old man, Willie Brown, 75 yards.
You recall him on. What a play here. Another pick 6 in the Super Bowl. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. So Ben Roethlisberger and the offense down by 2 touchdowns. A little over a minute and a half remaining. They've come so far this year, but they need 2 quick scores late in this Super Bowl. Here's Ben. Shaquille Barrett in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Now Ben. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Jamel Dean right there on the coverage. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. Jordan Whitehead there defensively.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Here we go. It's Roethlisberger on 4th down. And this one is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that may write a finish to this Super Bowl. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And now following the desperation turnover on downs, they're set up with a 1st and goal to go. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Leonard Fournette taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bucs are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Extra point put through by Suckup, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. The following Throwing the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the fourth. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped.
They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Roethlisberger, he's going to let it fly.
Oh, Johnson, nice grab.
And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20.
Well, for Ben Roethlisberger, he had the elbow reconstruction back in 2019, but he does not appear to have lost much at all, as that was a rocket.
And that's a rare bright spot in what's overall been a pretty poor showing so far, but you've got to figure when you're down a bunch, why not take some big shots? And they connect on that one.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So take away the touchdown. It's kind of been one of those games for these guys.
I think it's safe to say that type of a play just added to their misery, right?
Roethlisberger will throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Chase Claypool, the intended target.
But it'll be second down. Roethlisberger. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Johnson the intended target, but now it's third down. Now it's Roethlisberger.
The throw for Claypool is intercepted.
Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Escapes the defender. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won the Super Bowl, and they will hoist the Lombardi Trophy to cap an amazing season. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.